Animation 1. Getting YouTube gaming so I can see people's things they say in the chat. Even though last time I did this, no one was even here, so let's hope for the best. How we already got a like already? Can't wait. From Cappy King dash 21X. Okay, this looks like a better interface when I start up, better than showing up the broadcaster. So seeing flash pop up first gives a better indication, better than showing that I'm lazy. Okay, so hello again. Hello to that Lego guy. Actually, again. Okay, so this might be a very slow stream, but let's see what we can do with it. So this is where I usually made the animation at, except I removed 2 of these scenes. And how you would actually remove scenes, like this is where I started, and then I started over exaggerating because I was listening to music at the time, vaporwave, and just started to do some tests. Also, I was listening to video game music, so I'm not going to just say I was listening to vaporwave. And this was a sketch, but then I animated it. So if I wanted to play it, it's going to be a bit too quick, because all of this is over here was supposed to be animated first, but I got so in love with this part that I actually did this part instead, because I had more than just guys pulling out their swords and such. I'm here, thanks. You're welcome, that Lego guy. So right now I'm supposed to be doing these, but that's not what you're here for. What you're here for is to learn how I did it. So that's what I'll be showing today. Today's episode of Smart Animation. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with scene 3. Yeah, like I deleted. So this is the one that I did, that I showed up on my YouTube channel. And what I learned is not to add so much detail, because adding so much detail when doing your next pose to next pose, it makes it complicated. So you want to start off very simple. Like a simple word here is, if you can guess it, kiss. Now what that means is keep it simple, stupid. And I sometimes forget about this one rule, and it really helps a lot, especially in the film industry, animation industry, anything that you want to do. You want to make sure to keep it simple and not so complicated. So in the comments here, his mouth is out of place in one frame. His mouth is out of one place in one frame. Yeah. Not this one. You're probably talking about. Let's see here. It's out of place. In one frame. That Lego guy, you mind explaining where is it, like out of place? Like what character has its mouth out of place? Because I don't really see it. Or maybe I'm not seeing it in the way you're seeing it. I do paper animation. Yes, the traditional ways of doing animation. Yeah, paper animation. I don't even do that, but if I'm guessing, if people doing it in today's world would basically using a stop motion software to do that. And as you can see, I have my browser out because I'm looking at everything that's happening on my Kindle Fire 8, which I've actually purchased late, as a late Christmas gift, late December, several days after Christmas. So I'm going to go and I'm going to select the color that that I originally used, which is, oh my god, it's on pencil. Tap I for ink. Eyedropper, because it is your friend when it comes to doing digital software, especially in animation, make things less complicated. Sadly, I can't say that if I was using markers and I was just drawing traditionally, I can't do color picking. So, this is gonna happen a lot. I always have to do an auto recovery, but it happens too often. But last time I tried to overdose it to extend the Okay, let me just stop talking about that. That's not important. So I'm going to have it up to at least 1 frame to 30 frames, just to get something quick out of the way. So first off, I wanted to show how the animation played out if you haven't seen it. It's very I can't say it's amateur, but I can say that it does have smooth movement to it at some points, because a lot of this stuff is not smooth. Like where it shows like multiple frames here, that shows that there's more movement. But when it shows less frames, that shows there's like a much more slower movement, not so fluid. This is where it evolves, and this is where I stopped, which I really like. I really like that animation. I am planning on animating that. Except the thing is, it's not freehanded, and it is not just done in line art, so it's gonna take even longer, because this little thing here that I did took pretty long time. I will say that it took a pretty long time, also because I was zoomed in when doing the line art, and also doing the shading and putting in the lights. Because what I do when it comes to animation is I usually start off with the dark colors. So it was all like this color at first, then I went got that color, put that color in. It made things a lot more easier, because it's much more complicated if you do it from lighter colors to darker colors in this way. And I think it's the most easiest way of coloring in my book. Okay, I am wasting your time. Let me get this thing started. Okay, let's see. The guy on the side with color. The side with color. What do you think of the Bamboo Spark? Can it be used for animation? Bamboo Spark. Is that a tablet? That is my question. Is it a tablet? Him on the side, his mouth. Well, yeah. But I'm not gonna work on like the animation, because I'm trying to teach you guys how to do the thing that I did. So you guys can know how to do it as well. All right. So I'm not gonna like edit the animation. Like I said, it was like, this is just a test document. This is like a test animation document, and I really want to okay, so what I usually do is I would start off doing like a circle like this. Sometimes my tablet would be out of place, like I don't know how to explain it. It would just sometimes act weird, and sometimes when I draw it would not go the way I wanted to. Sometimes it would like slither up into another angle that my pen is not in. So just keeping it simplified here with just some shapes. So I'm going to be making the next pose, and I really should not be drawing slow, because I don't like to draw slow, but so people can, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to try to do like some sort of pose. All right. maybe I can scale them up a bit. Scale them up is to actually like what I do is like press control. It can be on any side, but since I'm like I have my left hand on the keyboard, I just select it like that. Press control, and then it selects. So let's see here. Yeah, I don't like how the arm. Let's have him like let's have. I don't know why I like doing this. I like drawing confused faces, or like just different than just smiling, because I used to do that a lot when I was a kid, and it just didn't show a lot of story. Because let's put him in the center because he's the center of the show, and I usually do this when messing around with the timeline to see where I want to put the next position. Okay. So I keep my stuff simplified. I don't like go into details all quickly, and that's why I think it's really important to learn the basics. New from that Lego guy. Okay, go for it. All ears. I have no comment because I'm really trying to focus. So I would same thing like I did in like my line. I took the stuff I usually do when I do line art, but applied it also to like doing it to the sketches. So I might be drawing the same head right now, but if you're using a different software, you have to use the transformer tool to move it. Like I think I had problems when, well, a little small problem when doing the transformation tool in TB Paint. Let me just back this guy up a bit, because I want him to. Now he was like shocked. See, this is what I'm talking about. My style is doing like some weird thing. It always does this, and that's why it does agitate me when it does that, because it makes the lines less less than angle. Oh my god, he looks like he's like completely textured, like he has a texture popping, like he's a glitch. Instead of looking natural, he looks like just went plain, like in a bug in a video game. And I really don't like that. Those are the only things in video games that really mostly creep me out, is those texture poppings and face glitches from Team Fortress. I really don't like those. Even though I subscribe to some YouTubers who actually use those in a comical way that makes it even less scary. But if I was to play Garry's Mod or something and to mod the faces, it would be ridiculous. So let's edit this, because this is looking more like a mannequin, not like so. Every single time I do the strokes when it comes to doing such. Okay, that's better. Let's see, is that fluent? Yes, it is. Now, I'm not sure if animators ever talked about this, but they talked about paths, but it might be in a way that was confusing. So you always want, like, if you're going to do a movement like making them go backwards, you always want to make sure your path is like this. It goes like that. But you want to make sure to just try to do it like there's going to be errors when you first try to do this. You're going to have to learn from your errors and your mistakes. It's the best way of learning anything. And I never actually liked it to show these little test animations that I do. Well, when I was actually first starting to do these. Okay, so we got our pose. This is our finished pose, and this is our first pose. So now I'm going to try to put a middle pose in, which would be the squash. The squash. not the vegetable squash, if it even is a vegetable, because I'm sure it's a vegetable that's called squash. And now I'm like editing, like I'm not like redrawing it, but I'm trying to like stretch it, or trying to make it look like it's bouncing, or they like hit the ground. But this is like part, I think you can learn this part from the bouncing ball. I don't like how the way he looks. Okay, so dumb question: are you Australian? Might. No, I am not Australian. I am American. I'm American. East Coast American, if I can say that. So that's like around New York. But also one of my favorite Australians to watch who does animation and does like drawing is the one, the only Drawing with Jazza. And I used to not like Drawing with Jazza. I used to be really jealous of him until I heard his Draw to Life story. And so now I like feel more motivated and to like him even more because he was like in this desperate situation. Like I think this was even before he started to make his channel. But even when he had his channel up, I could even tell that he was just not happy. Okay, so I got the middle. So we got the first, the middle, and the end. So it plays like this. This is how an animatic would actually play out. Just all of the important poses, not the in-betweens or anything. Just all the important poses, key poses in each shot. The in-betweens is what makes the animation flow. And you would just keep doing this process, keep trying to find out. Now I'm sure that this one is called the anticipation, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to scroll it back to only showing the previous one. The previous one I sound like a broken record. The previous frame of the first frame to do the anticipation, which is, well, this might not be the anticipation, but this is something that I usually do in all of my animations. If my tablet can actually spare me and make some decent lines. This is why I'm actually planning on getting the Intuos Pro. Drawing in Jazz also has like contests if you're on Newgrounds. So for those who actually are starting out to do animation, you will be put in the easy category until you actually get full use. I think that I really don't think I'm a really decent animator. Well, I am a decent animator, but I just don't think I'm as good as and also flipping back and forth actually helps a lot. But that will take practice. All this stuff that I'm talking about right now will take practice. Also, don't just listen to me when I say how to do this stuff. Also look up tutorials on how to do these things, because that also helps out even if you are like teaching yourself to do these things. Okay, so let's see here. That. Now I'm going to just trace over the head again, but I'm going to move it to a different place. I really don't like not having music, but oh my gosh. I'm gonna try trying out these royalty free people that I've seen on here on YouTube. because they have like royalty free music that is actually available or that is made by them. And I'm gonna try those guys out and see if that can help when doing these things, even though my brother's in the room, because I don't have my own room. That's the only thing that sucks, and that's another reason why it's hard sometimes to make a lot of stuff. Let's see, I'm actually gonna just control it here. Okay, move that a bit. Okay. Also, because I should have music in here, because one, it gets like people get bored very quickly. It's just not as interesting to just hear my voice 24/7. Especially since I'm a low YouTuber and I don't really have like a big fan base, because I am very unsure of my subscribers. Because if anyone wants to know, we only have one person watching. We went from 3 when we went, now we have 1. I know I should have started earlier, but I was tired because of making the stuff that I just uploaded. I made like 3 videos one day. Short animations usually take a day. Anything that's like 3 minutes or takes up like to 7,000 frames is usually like 3 minutes or something. That usually takes a day, depending on the dialogue. Because sometimes I would try to do something that would just get out away from the dialogue. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a stretch on this one, and that's where I'm gonna just stretch the head. See if I can do this correctly. Holy crap, that looks bad. Let's see. That. Okay, turn on off that so I can see. Turn off the onion skin so I can see. No, actually that looks good because it's bouncing. But nah, I don't like how that looks. I don't like how that looks at all. So I'm gonna try to edit it with the lasso tool, which is L for rookies of Skyrim. Actually, rookies of look at that, looks better. Okay. And it says Daily Jazza just uploaded. I watch Daily Jazza. I also watch his other Daily Jazza is where he does stuff daily, and Daily Jazza is the one that where he does stuff daily, and Drawing with Jazza is the stuff he does professionally and has his professional uploaded content up. So basically, Daily Jazza is the behind the scenes of drawing Jazza. I mean, drawing with Jazza. Yeah, that looks good. So the next part, after having all of like the fluid a lot of in this case, that there is a lot, since there's like all of this stuff that is now fluid, the next part is to not sure if I want to do it like this, but I will try. Is what I usually do now is wireframe it, but what I would usually do if I, on the older version of Flash, would get like some sort of extension, but that extension doesn't work for this newer version of Flash, is I would use that, select all these frames, and then turn down the opacity. But you can't do that on this one. I'm not sure if I really want to like zoom in and do it, because that's going to take so much time. So I'll just do it like this. And what I would do, which is a process that is I'm not sure if it's the only process, but it's the process I know of that that helps out a lot when detailing, and it's really slow. But what it would be is you would be detailing the character, and I'm panning and scrolling with the space bar. You would do like a little part of the character for each thing. I'm not even sure if I actually want to let me, should I actually do it like this? Yeah, let me try it like this, because this might help out a lot more. So I'm going to try not to make him so detailed, especially as he is being rendered. Also, another thing to do is to lock the other layers, so that way you don't mess up, or you don't delete the like, say you don't delete the sketch. Gonna give him hair. So I'm gonna start off with drawing the head. And then you have to do a lot of this switching back. I mean, this is what I want my animations to look like, fluid and traditional. But they don't. They look like just freehand animations, and that's because it was the one I started off with, and I don't really want to end with that one. I want my stuff to improve, and this is the most slowest way of doing stuff. But the slower the animation takes to make, the better it is. Sadly, game developers should take notes on this, but they have a deadline, so they can't really do so. And that's if the animation looks horribly bad, or if there's bugs in the game, that's because it's rushed. Anything that's mostly rushed is going to have something wrong with it. That's why you should always take your time. But still, game developers take notes. Okay. Oh my god. So this is like one of the processes that, well, I messed up already. This is one of the processes that would take a long time, but I'm sure either way, if you didn't want it to do it in this type of thing like this, it would still take you a while. think, in my opinion, it's the hair that takes. It's the hair that sometimes slows things down. But what am I talking about? The whole thing takes almost forever. Another tip is if you wanted to like redraw your character several times, especially in different scenes, you would have to make it like a character turnaround or take a character profile, especially from the looks of his face, and or his body and his face, especially if you're showing the body and the face at the same time, and look back at it back and forth. It's the same thing like this. Says I'm just switching frames. I'm not looking at a profile. And this is one of the most sometimes hardest processes, especially if you're working on a big animation. It is definitely the most difficult. There is no other way against this. You have to do it like this. And I just roll with the punches once I figured that out. Because everyone I looked at on YouTube showing the way to do it basically showed it in the same way. Also, after this stream, check out Drawing with Jazz's traditional animation tutorial. He probably will say it way better than me. I'm just trying to show what I've learned so far. His tutorial was actually a bit how should I say this? His tutorial was a bit long and I was lazy at the time and I never finished it. Or things got complicated because I didn't understand at the time. Let's see. It's like 2. And this ain't going to be perfect because I'm still learning how to do this type of stuff. I really need to find royalty-free music next time I do this. So yeah, you gotta keep on observing on how the other one looked. Some people might end up having it look the same throughout the entire thing, but that's what you're supposed to do. Especially if it's the same character. Especially if it's the same character. So now his hair just gets all like a bit crazy. Oh my gosh, doing an animation like this as an action animation or a horror animation, that would probably take a month. A month or 2 months or however it may take, because I am planning on getting a job and the stuff will come out slower and slower because I want money to improve my hardware. Since I'm not really paying any bills or anything, I can use that money to get hardware and such. And if that doesn't work out, I do have a Patreon, but that's to support the channel and to help improve things on the channel. Muse Trigger is like, hey, you're doing something. Good show. Thank you, Muse Trigger. These lines look like hell. I am so sorry, but they look like such crap. But it's always good to know that you're finished one should not look as bad as these lines. Especially if you want to just make it look good. This is one of the most toughest processes. I'm not joking. Sometimes my neck hurts when doing this for a long time. And yes, I do take a break when things don't work. Okay, that's on the wrong one. And and if for anyone is actually wondering, I have not forgotten about the Garfield part 3, which is going to be done. Also, physics do play a big part in this in animation. So you have to like know how physics actually works. You don't need to actually know the whole science of it. I mean, it shouldn't be like rocket science, like that complicated. I mean, just the best thing to do when studying how hair moves is to take reference. And I haven't really taken a lot of references at all in my work. Well, I have in the past, and that's how I'm good, but I don't at all much. If I had a Cintiq, this would be so much more easier. Maybe. I almost have full regrets of doing such like this when I first started, but then I got used to it because I just have the passion to do what I love. Even though I'm not like one of the biggest YouTubers that do stuff like this, like Drawing with Jazz, Psychic Pebbles, but even though those animators just gave up because we're not earning no money, fuck YouTube. Well, I'm not earning jack crap, and I've been on here since 2014, and I'm doing it because I have the passion to do it. Also, I don't have a job, not even a life even. Well, I do actually have a life, but I sometimes choose not to get out at often at times because I'm too busy caring for my audience. Okay. It's not the best, but it looks good. Especially for like his expression, like just being disturbed. And then his hair just gets all messy because of shock. Total shock. So if I wanted to like remove this, we would see only that frame. And you can say it's simplified. I didn't like add no details like the hairs, like the lines in the hair, and going all out, because that would have made it much more difficult. There's actually a shortcut that I'm using to do this, but that shortcut's not actually built into Flash. And I wish they did that for the newer one to help people out when doing things like this. But they didn't. They didn't. So I think I can get this part done real quick because I gotten the worst part out of the way, which is the head. Definitely the head. If there's anything I can really mess up with when sometimes drawing the animation, it is definitely the head. But the body is like the most easiest part. It's for sometimes always the reason that it's the head. It could be any character. It will always be the head. That will be sometimes the hardest for me to do. Okay, going back. These are actually sleeves. This is like a customized shirt. It's not like an average shirt. It has sleeves. Like, put these stripes on here. I mostly got that idea from Undertale, and I never played Undertale, sadly. Yeah, next time I'm gonna try finding royalty-free music or something because I don't want you guys to be bored listening to this dang fan. Look at that. I think I had too much detail. Not really. Too much detail will be like this and that, and adding like stripes and whatever will be on this. Like, okay. We can actually keep that. But now I made much more work for me because now I gotta add all of that. And believe it or not, when you do the line art process, believe it or not, you have to do the switching back and forth still. Okay, let's look into the comments. I was just working on a Markiplier animation right now. Congrats, Geminia. Muse Trigger says the fight was between Garfield and Garfield's owner. It's Garfield and John, Garfield's owner. Yes, it was. Okay, thanks. And I think eventually YouTube will give you the option to monetize your videos. Now, I'm not sure you're telling whoever that, but I already have my videos monetized. But thanks for letting me know anyways. If it's me. If it's me. And I don't think it's me, because I do get my videos monetized. But luckily, the one Vaporwave song that I use in the intro, it's not going to get copyrighted because one, it's not on YouTube's ID system because because I remember I was using the Sailor Moon Vaporwave Stylish Shields, I think it's called, and I got in, well, I didn't get in trouble, but the money went to that that person. Okay, this is like a standing. This is like a standing one, and it's basically the same, but it's redrawn, and it's redrawn because it gives that effect of life when it's about to move, and I only do that when it's about to move. So I draw the same frame twice before doing like if he starts to move, I draw the same frame twice. And then as you can see, it has like an effect, so it shows that he's actually about to move. Spoiler alert, my sister's coming in here to ask my brother a question.
Are you cooking dinner or do you want Siki to do it?
You want it done now?
No.
Huh?
He's not happy.
you to come closer. She wants you to come here. He's coming! Woo!
One of my pals on Patreon. Frame by frame animation is great. I am 70 years old. Holy shit. We got a legend here. Oh my god. I wish I had my old channel. That way you guys could see how really bad I was as an animator back in '08. But most of my work, I'm actually really wanting to bring back XD. What you mumbled? I wanted to bring back my pivot animations. I don't know why I like to do them. You do not understand the power of the dark side. Oh, that needs work. It's not deep enough. Let's keep it back and forth. Do I dare look at this? Oh my gosh. Wow. Only what? Not even a minute, not even an hour. Mostly in half an hour at most that this entire thing took to do. Oh my god, I fucking hate YouTube, man. Oh my god, YouTube, come on now. So I started it up again, but I don't see nothing happening. YouTube pisses me the fuck off. That doesn't make any sense. It still says I'm offline. I have the stream rolling up, but it's... What the fuck? It really fucking sucks. Channel. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so I go back up and... I'm not fucking happy right now. So, let's see here. Video manager. Oh my fucking god. Wow. That does not make any damn sense. Oh my god. Frick. I'm seeing it on my monitor, but not on here. I really hate YouTube right now. The stream was going so well, now it's like, I guess we'll continue this, tomorrow, because this is, like, ridiculous. So let's see what we got. So we got so much done, and then YouTube decides to just screw with everything. Man, that sucks. Oh my god. I hate YouTube always. Oh my god. And I don't think that due to me can't closing out the stream and inputting the stream again, people are probably gonna look at this and be like, what happened? Like, was this finished or what? And I'm like, no, because YouTube came and screwed everything over. So I feel like I really don't I really don't want to redo this, but if I have to, just to in case stream doesn't show up on YouTube, on my YouTube, I guess we're going to stop here and hope for the best that the stream actually shows up on my YouTube channel. If it doesn't, I'm going to do this all over again. Man, that's gonna suck. But you guys were a great audience. So next time, see you guys later. Bye bye.